Hey guys, I'm sorry if the lighting in here is really horrible. My ring light's kind of broken. It keeps just deciding to not work, which is super awesome and cool. Perfect and exactly what I wanted. And then my overhead light sucks, so. Anyway, today I thought it would be fun. So I love talking about TV shows. It's what I end up yapping about in a lot of my vlogs and a lot of my just like content like that. And so I've decided to make videos dedicated to talking about specific TV shows because I refuse to ever follow a niche, but if I'm gonna, you know? But also, while I do that, I'm going to be working on making my next set of press-on nails at the same time, which is why I have gloves on, if you were at all wondering. I'm going to try and make shark nails based on these ones that I saw my friend sent me on Instagram. I'll insert that picture. I've never worked with builder gel before though, so I'm worried that I'm gonna do a horrible job. But it's fine. I'm gonna build on top of this case. Because I don't think I want to build directly on the nail. Anyway, as far as TV shows go, I'm gonna be talking about Psych today. Because it's my favorite TV show in the whole world, and I do think it's the best TV show in the whole world. So I'm gonna be talking about how I think it's the best TV show in the whole world. Oh my god, I can't open this. I probably should have tried to open it before putting gloves on. But this is the stuff I don't want to touch with my bare hands. That's the whole point of the gloves. Come on. Oh, I'm so close. Guys, I promise I'm not an idiot. Like, also addressing other things. One being my hair looks bad today. I did not have it in me to fix it, so I threw on this headband and I think it made it worse. But again, I don't have it in me to fix it. And then also I did do my makeup basically in the dark, because again, this is my overhead light, my ring light is broken. This smells like petroleum jelly. Like, vaguely like Vicks Vapor Rub. Anyway, I got it open. Everybody cheer. Okay, so first of all, if you haven't seen Psych, right? Well, I would suggest not watching this video because it will be spoiled for you. And also I just suggest going to watch it in general because it's the best show ever created. But if this video doesn't convince you to watch it, then I don't know what will. If you have somehow never seen it, it is about a man who his father raised him to be a cop. That's like what his goal was in training his son this way. Was he wanted him to be a cop because he was a cop. So he made him like do all these weird little tests all throughout his childhood that made him like hyper vigilant and hyper aware. I'm now thinking that I don't know what a shark is shaped like. They're my favorite animals, so you think I would. His father trains him to be like hyper vigilant, hyper aware, hyper observant. And he grows up and he does not become a cop. He becomes a bit of a, I don't know how to explain it. He's a commitment phobe when it comes to like every aspect of his life. He's like constantly with different women, with different jobs. And then he starts doing this thing where he calls in tips to the police about crimes because he'll like watch them on the television and basically help them solve crimes. But it gets to the point that he's doing it so often that the police start to get like suspicious. Like, how the fuck do you know this stuff? You must be like in on this crime. Okay, that's vaguely shark-shaped. I don't know what you can see. Anyway, I've never done anything 3D like this. I am also gonna paint the sharks. Ideally. Back to Psych. And then he gets called in because that's like suspicious. They're like, there's no way you could know all of this unless like you're in on this crime, you know? And in a moment of possibly brilliant, possibly stupid panic, he tells them that the reason that he knows all of this is because he's psychic. And so then the police chief hires him to help them solve a crime as a psychic. I feel like I'm explaining this really horribly and making it sound deeply uninteresting. Apologies. And so he uses all of the like tricks and tips that his dad taught him with like the hypervigilance and being hyper aware to basically pretend to be psychic and solve crimes for the Santa Barbara Police Department. And it's basically just, that's the whole show. I basically just explained the pilot episode to you, but then he goes on to solve like a bunch of crimes. Him and his best friend since childhood, then open a psychic detective agency called Psych. And they start solving
crimes for the police department and also like private practice style. It really does smell like Vicks Vapor Rub and it's making my eyes water. Am I not supposed to be breathing this? Anyway, so him and Gus being his best friend, open a psychic detective agency, and then the show is just like following all of the different cases they help the police solve, and they solve for their own private agency, and I just think that it's the best show ever created. And here's why. It has like a little bit of everything. It's a comedy. It's like genuinely one of the funniest shows I've ever watched. It's like a crime show, sort of. Definitely. And it's like got some of the best character dynamics and character arcs and character tropes ever. And it does them all perfectly. Oh my god, this totally looks like a little shark. This is so cute. I don't know what you can see. Does that not totally just look like a little shark? He's so cute. Oh my goodness. Anyway, I'm of course going to start with the fact that I think Sean and Gus might be the best friendship on television. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. If you comment, oh, what about, oh, this one's better, I don't agree. I'm sorry. Because they're somehow, sometimes there's friendships on TV shows and you're like, how did these people even become friends? Like, they're nothing alike. I cannot imagine these two people being friends in real life. How did this happen? Kind of thing. I just don't feel that way about Sean and Gus. And the thing is they don't have everything in common. But I feel like they balance each other perfectly. They're basically the exact same person and complete opposites at the same time, which I know sounds like it doesn't make sense. I know that, okay? I understand that that sounds ridiculous. However, they have all the things that matter in common, and then also they have enough not in common to where they like perfectly balance each other out and like complete each other. They're like the definition of platonic soulmates, in my opinion. They're the same person in the ways that they literally finish each other's sentences, know what the other's thinking all the time, and that's partly due to the fact that they grew up together and they've been best friends since like diapers, literally. Their whole entire life has been together, and they're like absurdly codependent to a point that is unhealthy. I will admit that. They're unhealthily codependent, but it's so beautiful. Their friendship is so beautiful. Sean is brilliant, like genuinely a genius, but he has never been like he's academically smart for sure, but he's never been an academic person. Whereas Gus has spent his whole life being the academic one, being the nerd, like, you know? So when they're doing their detective work, it works out perfectly because Sean has all of the obvious advantages. His fake psychicness, which is actually just very real skills. And then when he does need the academic side of it, he has Gus. So they make the perfect team, both like in friendship and then also for what they do. What do whale sharks' tails look like? Gus would know. I should know. Again, I'm obsessed with sharks. I should have probably taken notes on what I wanted to say, but I just could talk about psych for hours. And so I just kind of assumed that I would be able to do it with no notes. I still stand by that. I do think I'll be able to do it with no notes. But for just professionalism issues, maybe I should have taken notes. I tend to put Sean and Gus in the same category that I put Rhett and Link and Frankie and Joey. If you know who either of those are. Those are real life people, not TV people, but still. I tend to put them just because it's childhood best friends that are still best friends in adulthood, and it's so clear that they're soulmates platonically. I actually think they're a perfect example. Okay, stay with me here. Stay with me. They're a perfect example of male platonic friendship in TV. Because a lot of the times, there's characters in TV shows that are male friendships that end up as gay ships. They end up MLM ships in the fandom, right? Stay with me. Stay with me. And a lot of the times people will be like, it's so invalidating that you're shipping these two people together. You're just invalidating male friendships. You're just making boys think it's not okay to act like friends. This is just how male friends act. No. No. It's different because I think Sean and Gus perfectly encapsulate a platonic male friendship that isn't homosexual, you know? Like, it's platonic and that's clear. But they're all over each other all the time. They flirt all the time, but it's, like, clearly platonic. Like, it's very different. Whereas, like, stay with me here, okay? Things like Destiel. I could do a whole entire video just on that whole topic alone. Like gay ships versus platonic male friendships in TV shows. That might be a whole other video topic. Also, please don't get in the comments of this video being anti-Destiel, because I don't want to hear it, and nothing you say is going to change my mind. Sorry. Like, you're wasting your time and energy commenting. So I'm just, like, letting you know to save your breath. But if we are going to talk about romantic pairs in Psych, I also think that Psych does that some of the best that any show ever does. Because they have the best slow burn in all of history. I think, okay, I hate slow burns that last for too long. I hate when the burn is too slow. I think Psych with Juliet and Sean is the perfect amount of slow burn. Like, the best amount of slow burn ever. I think it's perfectly done, beautifully done, magic. And I love Sean and Juliet's relationship so much. I think it's so beautiful. And I also just love another thing. I'm going to get back to the romantic thing, but another thing this show does really well is strong female characters that aren't just their romantic interests. Because a lot of the times, a lot of TV shows make the female characters just an opposite, just a love interest for the main character or any other male character, and I don't think this show does that, and I think it's beautifully done. It's beautifully done. Because also, the chief of police, Chief Vic, she's like such a strong woman character, and I don't even think we ever see her husband. I don't think we ever meet her husband in the whole show. He's mentioned, but I don't think we ever meet him. And then Juliet is such a full-fledged, amazing character, completely aside from Sean. Like, yeah, their relationship is like a big part of it, and a lot of the draw, but she's such a full, like, well-fleshed-out character outside of Sean, and that's what I really like. You can make the show as much about a relationship as possible as long as you make the female character fully fleshed out as herself. Like, she can stand alone. And she does, and she's amazing, and I love her character so much. She's just such a strong female character, and all the characters are so well written. I also am obsessed with the complicated dynamic between Sean and his dad. I think that's such an interesting dynamic, and it's so good. Because it's so clear there's love there, but it's such a complicated relationship and complicated love. And then, like, the more we learn about their backstory, the more we kind of understand their relationship. And I just, like, think that's also, you're gonna get sick of me saying this phrase, but so well done. It's so well done, and I cannot say that enough. And aside from just the relationship between them itself, I think the evolution of their relationship is very beautiful. Because we get to see kind of the whole thing, but not immediately and not chronologically, which I think is so fun. Because something I love that the show does is it starts every single episode with a flashback to Sean's childhood that relates to whatever case they're going to be solving that day. And it'll usually be a flashback to, like, something his dad's teaching him, something his dad's making him do, a skill his dad's making him learn, and then how that relates to whatever case they've taken on that episode. And so we kind of see that, like, the reason that Sean has these skills, the reason that Sean is the way that he is almost entirely due to how his father raised him, which you could argue is both good and bad. You could argue for and against it. I think, for sure, like I said, and I've said 1,000 times, it's very complicated. I think it's a very complicated relationship. Also, we can't forget to talk about Lassiter. I love Lassiter. I love him, and I love him and Sean's relationship as well. That's one that I did not realize until recently. Okay, here's the thing, right? I tend to find gay anywhere. I love picking out the gays, and I love finding the gay ship in every show. I love that. And I really feel like I dropped the ball here.
And maybe that's because I just love Sean and Juliet so much. I don't know. But, like, usually, even if I prefer the straight couple, I find the gay ship, you know what I mean? And I did not, until very recently, know that there was people out there shipping Sean and Lassie. And you know what? I see it. I do. I see it. It's not my preferred ship, but I do see it, and it does make me giggle. And there's definitely moments where I'm like, oh yeah, no, that was for sure. But I just wish that I had noticed without other people telling me that it was there. Like, I don't know how I missed it. I've rewatched the show so many times. And, like, they're right. Like, that's... See, that's another example. I've never seen anyone shipping Sean and Gus, but I have seen people shipping Lassie and Sean. So interesting. Which just further enforces my thing that I was saying earlier about how Sean and Gus are a great example of platonic male friendship in TV. And I stand by that. But anyway, like I said, we're going to talk about Lassie for real. I love his character development so bad. Like, he base level stays the same throughout the whole show, but it's so clear that he has, like, very real character development. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just think he grows as a person so much, and I think, like, definitely credited to his own personal growth, obviously. And I would agree that it would definitely be credited to his friendship, relationship, whatever you call it, acquaintanceship, I don't know, they're besties, his friendship with Sean, for sure. I think Sean fundamentally changed Lassie as a person. Entirely. Like, entirely. However, I personally would credit the most of his character development to Juliet and their beautiful, amazing friendship. That's another... See, this is another example. They're a perfect example, because people also always want to ship every female and male that interact ever. Ever. And refuse to accept when things are platonic there. But I think Juliet and Lassie are such a beautiful example of a platonic friendship between a man and a woman. Their friendship fills me with such great deals of joy. I cannot even begin to explain to you how special they are to me. Lassie is not a very emotional guy, unless that emotion is anger. But he cares for Juliet so much, and I think the most emotion he shows through most of the seasons is for Juliet, and it's in the sweetest of ways, and he cares for her so much, and their friendship is so important to me. And so this just, like, further supports what I'm saying. This show has everything. This show has a little bit of every kind of dynamic you could possibly get. I'm trying to make a hammerhead shark. I don't know how this is gonna go. Anyway, this show has, like, every dynamic possible. It has complicated parent relationship. It has, and multiple different kinds of complicated parent relationship also. It has beautifully done slow burn, perfectly done slow burn. It has beautiful, amazing, codependent male platonic friendship. It has enemies to besties with Lassie and Sean, or enemies to lovers, depending who you are. It has a beautiful platonic friendship between a man and a woman. It has many different kinds of romantic relationships, like many. It's, like, sort of multi-genre, but I do think it's the funniest show ever. But it also has some really serious, really intense episodes. Like, really intense episodes that will stress you out deeply. I could talk about specific episodes if you guys want. Not in this video, because I don't know if you want that, but if you watch this one, you're like, wow, talk about specific episodes. I will do that for you. It also regularly does, like, themed episodes, or, like, I don't know how to explain them other than themed episodes, where it'll take, like, a different show or trope and base a whole episode around that. Like, it has a Clue episode that's, like, supposed to be, like, a parody or knockoff of Clue. And a lot of the original actors from the original Clue movie are in that episode, which I think is amazing. Like, Christopher Lloyd is in it. I don't know, I'm forgetting every other. There's multiple actors from the original movie in that episode. And then they have an episode called Dual Spires, which is a Twin Peaks inspired episode, and it's so spot on amazing. And it also has a bunch of the original actors from Twin Peaks in that episode as well. And I, full transparency, have been obsessed with Psych since I was like 12 when my friend Lily showed it to me. I am just now watching Twin Peaks for the first time right now. Like, actively right now. And so I can't really speak to it too much. I'm almost done season 2. And I do plan to make full videos on Twin Peaks when I am done watching it. But for right now, I can't really speak to it yet. And now, watching Twin Peaks, it really encapsulates the vibe shockingly well. Like, shockingly well. And again, a bunch of the actors from Twin Peaks are in the Dual Spires episode. Like Sherilyn Fenn is in it. Cheryl Lee is in it. Dana Ashbrook is in it. Ray Wise is in it, and he's a reoccurring character in Psych. But his reoccurring character makes an appearance in this episode. Anyway, they do a bunch of, like, themed episodes like that. I don't know why I can't think of any of the other ones off the top of my head, but those are my favorite ones. Sorry, I kind of messed things up, and so now I'm focused. I also think that Psych was really ahead of its time in a lot of ways. Like, I think there's some good commentary on some topics and stuff that weren't super talked about. Because, again, I think the show came out, like, early 2000s. I don't know, I think it does a really good job of, like, talking about sensitive topics. I just, like, cannot imagine that there's anyone in the world who wouldn't like Psych, because it's such a, like, perfect little mixture of everything. Like, there's something for everybody, I'm telling you. I just think that everyone should watch it at least once. I know this video was such a, like, unorganized mess, and I didn't really get into super specifics, but if you want me to, I'm super down. I just need, like, specific questions about any TV show, really, but Psych in general, I could talk about forever. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next Monday. Check my Instagram for the final sharks.